I'm Madeline Hooper. I've been gardening for over 20 years, and of course, with gardening comes a lot of aches and pains. So I finally decided that maybe I should find a fitness trainer to see if I could fix my problems. And a fellow gardener introduced me to Jeff Hughes. After working with Jeff, it dawned on me what would be more exciting than to travel all over America, visiting a wide variety of gardens, and helping their gardeners get garden fit. Taking care of your body while taking care of your garden, that's our mission.
We have been driving for almost 5 hours. We've got to run out of Michigan soon.
We're almost running out of Michigan, but first I have a fun thing for us to do to end this trip. So repeat after me.
Okay.
Z,
Ba,
Minj,
Wang.
Say it faster.
Ziba Minj Wan.
A little faster.
Ziba Minj Wan.
And faster still.
Ziba Minj Wan.
Perfect.
What am I saying?
So at the very, very tip of Michigan where we're going to Ziba Minchwang Farm.
Okay.
Actually, that phrase means where food meets the river.
What language is this?
Actually, it's a Native American language.
Oh, cool.
And the person we're going to meet is Rosebud Snyder.
Rosebud.
And Rosebud has actually created this amazing garden, Jeff, with all of the traditional ancestry seeds and techniques that make a real special garden, a healing garden.
This is the real stuff.
This is the real stuff. And so she sent us some stuff that I could show you to sort of
Here
kind
comes
of
the
wet
bag.
your whistle.
Okay.
So this is really very special corn. You hold on to that one while I show you all these amazing colors. Look at that.
That's huge.
They're huge, and
That's no
that must mean they're
word
very healthy.
Yes.
And so she grows this very special variety of corn that looks like it's decorative.
Uh-huh.
And in fact, it can be decorative. Like, look at how this one is braided.
Oh, that's pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
But in fact, this is a real food staple of her tribe. These are
Kernels of corn.
corn kernels, and they're very, very beautiful. As a matter of fact,
What are you?
I'm going to get this out because this,
What are you doing over there?
Okay,
What
this
is
is-
this?
this is a bodoggin. And a bodoggin, which is, look at how
a
fabulous
tree.
that is.
Huh.
That has been carved in a certain way so you for the task that it's going to help you do. And then the inside is carved out,
This is that, like, when
mortar
you...
and pestle.
Mortar. Oh, okay.
So they take these kernels
Uh-huh.
and they grind them up,
Uh-huh.
and then you get cornmeal. And it becomes a real staple in, I think, their diet. So I'm sure we're going to learn about a lot of other
Yeah.
methods that have been used historically.
This is going to be fun. This
Yeah.
is real stuff here. Well, we're just about out of Michigan here. Did she give you any kind of landmarks
She
to look
did.
for?
So she said we should look for a red barn.
A red barn.
Yeah.
It's a brisk day in Michigan.
It sure is. Oh my goodness, that must be
Rosebud.
Rosebud.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to see you.
So nice to see you. This is
Morning.
Jeff Hughes.
Welcome.
Rosebud
Nice to meet
Snyder.
you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome to Ziba Minchwang.
Thank you. Ziba
Ziba
Minchwang.
We've been practicing. Yeah, it took us a minute. It took me a minute, actually.
Well, welcome. I'm so excited you guys are here.
Oh, we're so
we are
happy
too.
to be here.
Yay.
We do.
Nice
It's perfect
weather.
weather.
Yeah.
So,
You guys want to check out the garden?
we'd
Yes.
love to.
All right, let's go. So this is our Three Sisters garden. In our language, this would be called Wakanakasing. That's the name of the tribe. And it just translates to Little Traverse Bay.
And you said three sisters. That's
Three
interesting.
sisters.
So what is that?
Corn is our oldest sister,
Uh-huh.
and beans is our middle sister, and squash is our
The
little
baby.
baby sister. And they're planted together because they grow really well together.
How great.
Yeah. We plant in mounds. This is one
Right.
of our traditional ways that we grow that our ancestors have done. I like to plant this way because I like to show how we used to grow and how
Right.
you can still grow.
Let's
Wanna
go
get in
take a
here?
look. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our, our sisters here.
Right.
I want you to meet the ladies.
The ladies. So,
Hello,
this is
ladies.
our corn.
hello, ladies. Yes.
So we plant our corn this way. We build our mounds up. seed our corn, wait till they're, knee high by the 4th of July, you know that saying?
Oh, yes.
So we follow that too. And then we come in and plant our beans and our squash. And really, we just want to make sure that the corn is good and established and strong. And
Before you plant around it.
before you start planting around it, because the corn will act as a trellis for
Right.
the.
I think that's so
the
cool.
So it
beans.
just
isn't
goes
that,
right
Jeff?
up to corn.
Yeah.
They don't
And it's
strangle
really
it or anything, right? They're okay with it?
Not all sisters are created equal, so you have to be really careful what varieties that you pick. Some beans can be really vigorous, and if you don't have sturdy enough corn,
Right.
those beans will pull that down. This is a Red Lake Flint variety of corn. It's what we use to make cornmeal or hominy out of. You may have heard it called Indian corn or decorative corn, but we're all about education here and
Forevermore,
using
I
the
will
right
call it Flint corn.
Flint corn, yeah.
And it looks like you have 7 stalks on this?
Yeah, so we plant 7. It stands for the 7 grandfather teachings, or we're in their 7th generation right now. So we do that to honor these kinds of teachings. And then we did this as a community. We did a whole planting ceremony in June, and we all took turns and they picked mounds and planted themselves. So
Great.
it was really great to have help to do all this out here.
So maybe let's go find the squash
Sure,
so
come
we
on
can
in.
see the
Yeah,
third
come on in.
little sister.
Yep, this is our squash sister, the feisty sister, I like to call her.
Feisty.
If you've ever had to deal with her vines, she's pretty prickly.
Yeah, you give me rashes, definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this variety is actually going to be a pumpkin.
That's
And we
fun.
don't know what she's actually going to look like. A lot of us haven't grown this type of variety out yet. So,
So where'd
I'm
you get the
excited.
seeds for that?
so I'm involved in a project with Seed Savers Exchange, and basically they gave us access to their seed library,
Wow.
which is pretty
cool.
powerful. And I chose seeds specifically for this region, things that said Chippewa or Ojibwe or Odawa, because that tells me that they are from this region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bringing them home to this part of the
Bringing
world
them
is
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5-6 years of doing this type of work, you really start to really understand what it means to be a seed keeper, what it means to care for these seed relatives.
Makes me want to be a seed keeper.
That's
I think that's
Yeah.
a great goal.
I love that saying you
Yeah,
just said,
yeah.
too. That's really it.
Yeah.
So let's go see the center.
Yeah, this is what I've deemed to be the center of the garden. And it's gonna end up looking like a medicine wheel with paths coming into the center,
That's cool.
meeting here
That's
at the
really
center.
cool.
With the turtle as a center, we're gonna build a turtle out of this mound here. Gotta add a head in there and tail and.
And are
when we-
turtles like good creatures?
In our culture, we call North America Turtle Island. And it's part of our creation story.
That's kind of
Oh,
cool.
okay.
That our world was created on the back of a turtle.
So here's
Yeah.
your world. You were saying the medicine wheel. So this is the center of that wheel. So you,
The medicine wheel represents the four colors of humanity: red, yellow, black, and white. Also, the 4 directions. Everything in nature has a purpose. Circles are really important to us.
Right.
But in each quadrant, there's a different bean variety.
oh, okay.
And that's really just because I had a lot of beans this year. And I wanted to figure out which bean likes this climate the best.
Right. And the sunflowers, how do they arrive?
So these sunflowers all seeded themselves. So I plant sunflowers every year, and pretty much where they've fallen, that's where they grow.
But then
You
this
know?
one is.
This one was
Special?
intentional. My son planted this one from school. I actually think we gave them the seeds, so it just came back. But he really wanted to put this in the center here, so
That's sweet.
he's really proud of it.
How old is he?
He's 11. Yeah,
that's
he's
nice.
That's a good age.
He's been a farm boy for a while. And really, I mean, that's my story. As indigenous people, a lot of us were taken away from, these different cultural practices. Growing these 3 sisters and taking care of land and taking care of these seed relatives is really a healing thing for not just myself, but for our community.
Right.
The way we eat food and the way we even view our food.
Now
Right.
you just said something. Seed relatives.
Yeah, they're living beings, right? You plant them and and life happens.
I love that.
And you're really, that's
Cool. If you don't think about it that way, you're not going to have a good relationship with that land, with that plant.
It's just a wonderful concept
I love
that you
hearing
have that.
stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is just really.
great.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what, I talk about the sisters like they're actual sisters because they are actual sisters, and you have to honor them,
Do absolutely.
And they all have personalities. And my sisters and I, we call each other, corn, bean, and squash. Oh yeah. Well, you get to choose your sisters. I don't have biological sisters. I've gotten to choose mine, so I'm pretty lucky
You are
that
lucky
way.
then. That's a different thing. I have some sister friends. I guess. Yeah.
Well, we all
do
need
too.
those,
Yeah.
right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And go for a walk.
Yes. Let's see
See more.
what else is growing.
Yeah.
Rosebud, this has been really fun in getting to know you. You are a really special person. I mean, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know.
Maybe I don't know that.
Well, you're a mother. You're also a farmer. And on top of all that, you're carrying on the traditions of your people. That's just a special thing that you do. It's really hot.
Yeah.
You mind if I put my hair up?
You mind if I put my hair up?
Let's do it.
Do it. It means we're getting down to business, I think.
Yeah, this is like the perfect time
You're not
of year.
going to do the high bun?
Oh, no, I'm going to go. I'm going low.
Oh, rock with the high bun.
All right. So, what are some issues, arms, shoulders, elbows, knees, kind of...
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, I'm always sore, between the farm and the kitchen that we run. My right side always seems to hurt. My hip hurts, my back hurts. No amount of stretching really relieves me from the kind of soreness that I feel.
Outside of all the farm stuff, do you get a chance to get out and just do any other kind of movement?
Not like how I would really want to. In my previous life before I moved up here, I was a dancer. I taught Zumba for a while.
Oh, yeah? Okay, good.
Always had that kind of stuff built into my day.
Yeah.
And I don't have that here. I'm a mom. I'm running this, running this business, and my stuff comes last.
Yeah.
I'm always the last
That's
person
kinda the way it
that I
works.
take care of. So.
So, when you mentioned the kind of dancing you used to do, it brought to mind indigenous dancing is very energetic and a lot of different directional movements. Is that something you're familiar with?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. As soon as we can stand and walk, our parents are pushing us out into the arena and letting us learn from other dancers that are out doing that. And that was a really huge, huge, huge part of my life.
You see the gears going on in my head, right? I'm going to get back to that. I'm coming back with that one. But let's go back to the stretching. There's a couple different ways you can enhance a stretch. One understanding is understanding active and passive stretching. And another type of stretching is just where you push into the muscle. Basically, if you think of it this way, if you take a ball, deflated ball, and you were to grab both ends and pull on it, you're putting stress on the places you're pinching and pulling. You're not necessarily stretching the ball. Okay. But if you lay your hand on that ball and push on it, you're stretching it, but there's no stress on the ends. So you mentioned you get a lot of pain down your right hip side. There's a muscle that runs down the side called the IT band, iliotibial band. It just kind of comes from your back down, and it attaches to your tibia, which is your shin. It doesn't naturally stretch. If you were just to try to just lay your leg out and take your hand and just push into that muscle and just think of it like a little stripe down the center, a stripe down to one side, a stripe down the other. It's like when you're messing with dough before you start making your biscuits, And when you get done, if it's a little bit lengthened, it won't pull so hard back here where you're feeling bad. And then the other type of stretching I had mentioned is active and passive. So a passive stretch, that's what I was talking about when you take that ball and you pull on it. The ball's not stretching. You are trying to pull on it, so it's passive. So that's kind of what happens when you throw your foot up on something and you lean over and you pull on your toe. You're trying to stretch your hamstring, but it doesn't know you're stretching. It thinks that you're just pulling on it. It may guard itself and not release. Active stretching is where you tell that hamstring to release. So let's just stand up and work on a couple stretches. When you go to stretch, go ahead and try that one time. Your body goes up. What did both our shirts just do?
Lift.
They lifted, right? Our body lengthened, right? So instead of going up here and pulling on the muscle, lift your body up with it. Stretch your body. So you're not just pulling, but your body understands what it's doing and it'll release. Any of those kind of stretches, instead of just pulling your arm over and stretch, use the word reach. And when you think reach, your body goes, oh, well, we know how to do that, and you'll get more stretch out of it. So we got stretching down.
Yeah.
We're coming back to dancing. What you really need to do is find a way to move your body. Your body gets used to doing these same movements, and it needs some variety. Indigenous dancing, there's a lot of variety. There's movement in that, you know? And you're doing such a great job with bringing your ancestry to the forefront. I'm gonna hold you to that a little bit.
Well,
and
the
say,
last time we were pulling weeds, my brother and I had some of our music playing, and
Excellent.
we were both doing little moves out there. So just a little bit.
That's all it takes. You can find time for yourself if you can make it fun.
You might need to call me and be like, get up, move it.
You know what? You just gave me permission to do that.
I did.
So don't be saying, what do you want?
I'm gonna ignore you.
So what I'd like to do is I'm gonna come back in 4 weeks, and I would really like you to just take some of the stuff we talked about and see if you can make it work for yourself. I want you to take care of yourself so you can help others. It will, everything you're trying to do, you'll do better.
All right.
We have a deal?
We have a deal.
Can we hug on it?
Yeah.
All right.
Today was so wonderful. It was so great to spend time with you,
Glad that
Rosebud.
you guys are here.
And learning about the way you garden really has made me feel that I would love to connect to the soil and to my plants in a deeper way like you do.
You just get that hearing her talk. It's like, I want to do that. It's what I think maybe most people are craving, and you don't know how to touch it. You don't know what it is.
That is exactly what we're doing.
So now you have to let Jeff's fixes heal you even more. Every day.
Gonna send me all the good vibes.
We
Let's
will.
do it.
We have a deal.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't help but thinking while you were fixing Rosebud that I still get tight from gardening, and I know all gardeners have similar issues.
You know, stretching is a universal problem. You know, knowing how to stretch, knowing what to stretch, finding time to stretch.
And I find that same places get tight. My hamstrings and my calves get tight, my shoulders and my chest get tight, and my mid-back gets tight, just like the way you were working with Rosebud.
Okay, well, let's address those one by one.
Okay.
Find some stretches to alleviate them, and also try to incorporate that into how gardeners could make good use of this.
Okay.
But first of all, I'm going to show you something. I got a text from Rosebud. You know, I got in touch with her, and she sent me a text back that says, listening to music, stretching while I make sugar.
That is so great, Jeff. It's wonderful that Rosebud is stretching all the time.
Yeah, she got it.
She did, yes.
So now, as
So,
far as the hamstrings
hamstrings?
go, the best success I've had with those is incorporating a little bit of passive stretching and active stretching together. The boxes are all stacked up here. So,
Right.
like I said, just go ahead and just toss your leg up there gently. It's a high stretch.
It is.
Yeah. So now, feel that stretch.
I do.
You got a stretch there in your hamstring, right?
It's tight.
And it's a little tight.
Yeah.
It's tight, and this is a really harsh stretch for it, and it's passive. You're just pulling on it. So
Right.
it's not really, it doesn't even know what's going on. It's just being pulled on.
Right.
Right? So let's take that off really gently. I'm gonna take the box down. Now, we'll still have a stretch, but what I want you to do is a lighter passive stretch, not as dynamic as that. So
Right.
go ahead and toss your leg up here. Now, nice light
That
stretch.
feels
Feel the same stretch,
Same
but
stretch.
not as much, right?
Yes, not as
so
tense.
what we can do is turn this into an active stretch now. You want to contract the opposing muscle, which is
My quad.
right. So contract the quad, the hamstring is actively releasing. Now, it's imperative that the quad stays contracted. So it's gonna slip away sometimes, it's gonna soften up. So the little trick I came up with is take your fingertips, dig them into the muscle, and you can feel that it's active. You can feel that it's contracted,
Yeah.
right? As long as it's contracted, you're getting a very safe, active stretch out of your hamstring. So you wanna keep it contracted.
Feels
Now,
good.
you mentioned your calves.
Right.
So if you pull this foot back really hard, you just contracted all the muscles down the front of your shin. And the opposing muscles to these are,
My calves.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as you stay contracted all the way down here, the back
that
side of your
feels so
leg, your
good.
calves and your hamstrings are releasing actively. Very safe stretch.
feels
Now, a
great.
stretch is very similar. See how you're standing there and you're bent
Yes.
about 90 degrees? A very similar stretch to that is this. So if I just put my foot out, pull my toe back, lean over, here's the 90 degrees, and I can just dig
You
into
can
those
feel that.
quads. Yeah, and there's a nice active stretch, calf and hamstring. And I can do the same thing to the other side.
It's very cool. Because this I could do anytime in the garden. Anybody could.
Anywhere, any place, anytime. Yeah. Now let's address your shoulder and your chest,
Okay.
right? So this is an easy one because your body already knows how to do this. You're already doing this one probably almost every day. What's something everybody does when they wake up in the morning?
I yawn.
Exactly. Freeze right there, right? Yawning. What's going on in your back?
My back is contracting.
It's contracting. If you're contracting your back, what's going on with your chest?
It's releasing.
It's released. Good. Active stretching across the chest and the shoulders. So there you go.
Sometimes when I'm in the garden working, I do stretch like that. I sort of kind of yawn. And I just feel like I want to embrace my entire garden. It's such a great feeling.
Well, there you go. And you can do that anywhere, anytime, too.
Absolutely.
Let's go check in on Rosebud.
Okay. We're back.
Yes, we are. I cannot wait to see Rosebud.
Me too.
She's so fun.
There she
Hey!
is.
Hi.
Rosebud!
It feels like it's been a really long time.
Too long.
Hey.
Hi.
So,
Yeah.
How
tell
are
us,
you?
tell us, how's things?
Good, really good.
You look happy.
I feel happy. Well, you both are here. So
Aw,
I'm
that's
happy that you're here.
So I'm dying to hear how the stretch is working. And
Amazing.
I loved when you said, just stretch whenever you want, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And that your voice is in my head now.
Oh,
So
perfect.
literally, I start to feel kind of achy, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to stretch.
isn't that great?
That's it.
It's like a new life habit.
Yeah, we get another one of these. That's so nice to hear that.
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah,
Just
we
like
all
the garden.
are.
You know?
We all are, right up to the last breath. That's what we
Your
are.
garden has progressed. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, look, now the beans are growing on the corn stalks.
I know.
Yeah, look at that.
These pretty little ladies.
Yeah, just like you said, they just wound right up.
Yeah.
They did.
And the squash is doing her job to
Uh-huh.
suppress the weeds.
So the three sisters are happy together.
Yeah.
They're happy.
Can we go see what you've done with your turtle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Very
turtle.
changed.
Yeah.
She's taken shape.
She has. Oh my goodness.
See a little head poking
I
out.
do.
Look at that.
How'd you get all this work done
Oh.
since we've been here?
Lots of help. You know, the intention of the space was always to bring community out. We had all the kids out here hauling rocks, and it was just awesome to see her take shape this way.
This is really special.
Yeah. So now that you're here, you're part of our community too.
Oh.
Do you know what that means?
What does that?
You're gonna get your hands a little dirty.
Oh,
today.
good. That's very
Okay.
good for Jeff.
All right. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay. What have you got,
What do you got for us? Yeah.
We're gonna harvest some corn today.
So the baskets are ours.
Yep.
You're gonna put us to work.
Yes. So we're just gonna grab it here and give it a little twist,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're just gonna throw it in the basket.
Oh.
We're gonna grab as many as we can. All of these are ready.
So you can sell this to the kids. It's fun.
I
Right.
try. I don't, it doesn't always work.
Jeff, you got room in your basket?
No, I'm getting full. I think I'm gonna have to go trade in for a bigger basket.
This is like a dumbbell worth of corn.
All our hard work is sitting right here.
Yeah.
And
Well, I had to bring out our expert. So this is my brother, and his name is Blue. He's
Hey,
a
Blue.
farmer
Jeff.
here.
Jeff, nice to meet you.
Good to meet
Madeline.
Madeline, real nice
Pleasure to
to
meet you.
But I wanted to bring him out so he could show us his skill and technique, and he's
Yeah, we wanna
he's been
learn,
doing
man. We
all
wanna
the
learn.
braids here since we've been here. So we're gonna get a little dirty. You want to throw your hair up?
all right.
I think you should.
I'm going low
I'm
still.
going to go high.
Okay.
They have this thing.
I see. Okay.
So take it away, Blue.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to look for is the inner 3 husks. So that's about what you're looking at right there. That's one strand of hair. And anybody who's braided before is you need 3. So the first one, you basically just tie in a simple knot, and then you're going to add that in there. Traditionally, you want at least 40 cobs on a braid.
So your fingers are gonna get really tired.
Oh, yeah.
You're working the whole
yeah.
time. You got some forearms, brother. This is like a new exercise to do with my clients in the gym.
So that's about where you want it. Then I bunch it together just like hair. Wrap it over this way.
Oh, that's so cool.
Moment of truth.
Wow,
Oh, wow. Oh, bravo.
that's beautiful. That's
I
great,
think
man.
that's fabulous.
again-
Look at that.
Look how pretty it is.
Feel like the proud papa.
Yeah.
Also, just nice and casual, goes over the shoulder.
There you go.
I'm like a handbag like that.
Right.
So, Rosebud, what are you doing here?
So this is sweet corn, and this is something that we harvested at one of our other tribal farms here. And what they do to preserve this corn, and this was born out of necessity, ugly parts of history have forced tribal communities off of their land. There was a fire in one of the neighboring communities here. And when they came back, all their crops were down, but they noticed that this corn, it lasted.
It preserved it.
And it preserved itself.
How cool is that?
So they call this scorched corn. I like to get it a little black. Let it dry overnight, and then you cut the corn off. And then you can lay it flat. We've got drying screens. And then you can keep rehydrating it or eat it dry like that. We like to throw it in soups.
We're going to have to come back and have their corn soup.
Yes.
You keep talking about all this great food. Yeah, we got to have some.
I'm glad it's always an honor to have folks come out and take interest in what we're doing. And our life goal is to just keep revitalizing these traditional food ways, find ways to heal ourselves and be healthy. I mean, health looks lots of different ways for every different person. So that's what that's all
This
about.
has been really special. I can speak for both of us. We've learned so much, and we've been talking about our first visit here a lot. The best part about this is that you allowed us to be part of your community.
Yeah. And we are going to come back. Promise.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would love that.
Or you come visit us.
Sure.
We're going to have to dress a little differently. It's going to be cold by the time all that corn's ready, right?
Oh, yeah. We'll be ready. We'll be waiting.
That'll be fun.
This was so great.
Can't wait to come back.